Hello, Rowan Mithril here once again. Before we actually get started with today's video, a couple of quick announcements to make up front. First off, a good number of viewers have actually asked where to get Nezumiman, and so I've included a link to where you can download it here in the video description. It'll be present in all the other video descriptions for this series as well to make it easier to find. Secondly, people have been asking who drew the image of Ice Nezumi in the last video. That would be Neo, also known as GandWatch. Did make some great art, and was nice enough to supply me with drawings of the bosses from this game, so his art will be featured throughout the series. So, public thank you to Neo, thank you very much for your work. And so with that, it's time to move on. So yeah, back at it. 1 down, 7 left to go, so still a bit of a trek ahead of us. I think it's time to smoke the competition. Surgeon General's warning. Smoke Nezumi has been known to cause cancer in laboratory Nezumis. So the first thing we're greeted with here are these smoke traps. They give you plenty of time to get by, so not too much of a threat, just don't fly headlong into them, of course. Now here's where things get a bit more complicated. Yes, we have the Nezumiman version of TELLIES, but they're not content to just stay 3 to a screen. No, it's a bit worse than that. They go for 6 at a time. Yeah, that's a lot to have to deal with at once, especially with the tight confines of this stage. So best to just try and make this bit as quick and painless as possible. We also have these tea kettles that explode upon being shot, and also the Nezumiman equivalent of Mets. These cannons appear in various stages, and the color of the cannon determines what kind of shot it'll fire. These blue ones fire smoke pellets. At least these tea kettles are positioned a bit better, so yeah, they're easier to dodge than the first one was. And then there are these things. Skeletal demons walking around in smoky mouse suits? Just weird, man. Just weird. The smoke created by the suit being destroyed will harm you if you come in contact with it, and the skeleton itself takes 4 shots to destroy. With the kind of speeds they move at, they can be a bit daunting, but one thing to pay attention to. After the initial jump, they can't jump again, so thank goodness for small favors. And now it's gimmicky platform time. When you land on one of the cloud platforms, staying on it will make it sink, whereas jumping off makes it rise. Now, the mouse head platforms, they'll fall immediately upon landing on them. If you let a cloud go all the way up to the ceiling, it'll disappear and then regenerate where it originated. Oh, kind of close quarters for one of you. Go away, you abomination! And yet the stage is not over, and in fact has a good bit of itself left. Now those are easy enough to get rid of, they just move in a circular pattern. And here we have an S-tank, though I'm not quite sure what the S actually stands for. Much like Mega Man's E-tanks, the S-tank can be held in reserve to recharge Nezumiman's health. Bit of a risky jump that, it always makes me nervous. Okay, just carefully lead the shots. So far, so good. Now don't let this cannon have a chance to corner you, just charge the thing. Now here things are a bit trickier. Let the upper generators make enough of the smoke ball tellies to, basically overrun the sprite limitations for that enemy. Use their limitations to your advantage. Another bit of a tricky jump, and we're through. Time to deal with Smoke Nezumi. His weapon of choice being the smoke attack.
Here's a smoke bomb!
Yeah, Dr. Wily, you're not even in this game. Go away. As you pass under Smoke Nezumi, he'll release the smoke attack. Other than that, he's pretty pattern-based until he decides to try to home in on you. He has a bit of a tricky homing AI, as he tries to home in on where you were rather than where you are. So you have to lead his shots a bit earlier than you'd think you would. He always starts bouncing away from you after the homing attack. than that, he's a pretty simple fight. Though it is easy to lose track of it and get complacent during this one. Almost did right there. And for those wondering, the smoke released once you defeat him, that can hurt you too, so you can't even rest at that point. But anyway, Smoke Nezumi is down. And with that, we get a well, it is a shopping attack. It's a shopping bag. But anyway, we get the smoke attack. So yeah, 2 down, and this stage actually gave me more trouble than I thought it would. Plenty of outtakes for everyone. Enjoy! The tea kettle can be a bit problematic as it makes me jump to my death. These tea kettles release shots once they're hit, and yeah, that happens. And yet we're not quite done yet. There's a nice jumping. Way to go, me! All that and I fail a simple jump. Excellent! The color determines what kind of shot they fire. The blue cannons fire these smoke shots right at me. The blue ones shoot smoke shots. Bah! And then we have these weird things. Proof positive that the smoke from destroying the suit will hurt you. Lovely. Oh, rather tight confines for one of you. Yeah, that wasn't gonna go well. Oh, bugger! Badly jumped. Now that's a bit riskier than I'd like. Yep, I knew it. Smoke Nezumi is fairly pattern-based, but it can be easy to lose the pattern. He'll just bounce around and fire low shots and high shots, and once you pass under him, he'll release the smoke attack. After a few bouts of this, he'll start homing in on you, and that can be a bit tricky to deal with. So, best to just try and get by as quickly and painlessly as possible. That wasn't painless enough. So, yeah, this one caused more trouble than the last one, that's certain. It didn't help that I was also having one of those off-recording kind of days, and the inability to speak without tripping over my own tongue, well, that was its own obstacle. Not that it counts for the end ranking, but still. Either way, this one caused a bit more trouble than I expected from it. Still, not all that much, but Smoke Nezumi gets a decent 3 out of 10. The tight corridors of the stage can make for some tricky bits, and those smoke tellies, yeah. The number of those that can quickly clog your path, it can become an issue and fast. There are also some tricky jumps in this one, such as the one mouse platform you have to ride downwards before making a well-timed jump to safety. Smoke Nezumi himself has a mostly easy-to-read pattern, but that homing attack, you have to lure him earlier than you'd think you would due to his seemingly delayed sense of tracking. These tricks aside, though, the stage as a whole, it really isn't that bad if you know what you're doing, but it can catch you off guard, so I'd rate it a 3 out of 10. So with that, that's the end of this one. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.